Hello. Hi. Hello. No funny intro here. I am not going to do a long intro as to why I've been away. Instead, I figured I would do a quick video, something like a get ready with me, but also a video that I've been really wanting to do for a long time, a K-dramas recommendation. I have all of the dramas that I have right here. It's actually like 99% drama, one movie. So the first drama that I'm going to talk about is actually a movie. I'm going to get the movie out of the way, and it's called The Witch Part 1. This movie was a really interesting movie. Now, the way that I found this movie was actually through YouTube. And I don't know how I got into this part of YouTube, but it was those fan-made edits that had like clips of the movie, but it had like this really dramatic like song to it. I can't remember the song to it, and I can't remember the exact fan edit video that it was, but it made me really, really interested in it because it looked really dark. And at that moment, at that time, I was kind of going through like, I want to watch something really, really dark, something just that will be really just entertain me. This movie is basically about a young girl who has absolutely no memory as to who she was. She suffered a bit of like trauma when she was a young girl, and so she gets adopted by these two, I guess they're farmers. And so one day she decides to audition for a singing competition. I mean, who doesn't audition for singing competitions nowadays? But she makes it into the round, and during the round she shows her special ability, which is she basically levitates a mic, and this causes a lot of problems for her because now she suddenly finds herself being surrounded by these weird people who are like following her every move, and she's like, what the heck, you guys, I'm just a 16-year-old girl, I have no idea who you guys are. They keep saying, hey, yo, do you know who we are? And she's like, no. So now not only does she have to worry about these dudes, but there's this one dude in particular who stands out because he is kind of seems to be the instigator of the search of the group, I should say. One of the reasons why I liked this drama was the twist, and I was actually not expecting this to happen. I don't know if it was because the writing was so good and the acting was so good, because I had absolutely no idea that this twist was gonna happen. And when I say I was super excited when stuff started going down after the big reveal, I was like, okay, I want to see more of this particular movie, because there is supposed to be a second part to it, because again, like I said, it's called The Witch Part 1. I just really want to see what happens to particularly this main character, because when we first meet her, she is a young girl, a little girl, you know, who suddenly suffered a really big traumatic life-changing moment. She gets adopted and she's, you know, living this ordinary teenage life, and then all of a sudden she's starting to get scouted by these not so good sounding people who are just like, they scream danger, they scream, you know, they look like they would murder you. And so when the actual plot comes into play, it creates this fantastical drama that really keeps you on the edge of your seat, and you're just wondering, okay, what does this person do in terms of their special abilities? Because I'm trying not to give away too many spoilers, but basically this is a drama mixed with kind of like, I want to say fantasy, but like magical abilities and things like that. But that is definitely a first recommendation that I will give, especially if you're more into the darker dramas, movies, and things like that. So I would definitely recommend that one. So next up are going to be the actual dramas. And this one is called The Smile Has Left Your Eyes. This one, it was so freaking sad. Oh my God. I hated it. I absolutely hated it, but I loved it because it was such a sad drama. I'm still not over it. This is definitely one of those dramas that I'm not over it, especially the ending, because it leaves you with such a sad feeling. You were hoping, like most dramas, that it was going to be a happy ending. You're hoping that something good will happen at the end of this drama after everything that the characters have gone through. And so I am really bad at explaining these dramas, so I'm just going to read off what, Wikipedia or whatever Google says about these dramas, because Lord knows that I cannot do that. This drama revolves around a complex, mysterious man who has a forgotten past, and he meets with a young woman, and initially her impression of him is not so good. And so their lives start to become intertwined as they kind of start to navigate their way through life, and they start to get to know each other. And initially the main character, he has like this bad background, and then there's the girl who is supposed to be like the good girl and whatnot. And as the drama continues, you start to realize that their connection actually goes a little bit more further, and then the past is all brought up, and it's a really sad story. But it's also really kind of rewarding. It's a remake of the 2002 Japanese, which I have not seen that one, but apparently the ending is different, or there are some things between the two main characters that are different, which if you watch this drama, you probably know what it was. But apparently that one part they didn't change in the Japanese version. So yeah, if you guys are going to watch this drama, all I can tell you guys is just have a lot of box of tissues with you prepared, because it's going to be a sad one. So next up is Strong Woman Do Bong Soo, and this one is one of those really great dramas that, first of all, it has Park Bo Young in it, and I absolutely love anything with Park Bo Young in it, because she, like, I don't know what it is, but just her youthful appearance just makes everything so much nicer for me, especially when I'm watching a drama. And this basically tells the story of a young woman, Do Bong Soo, who has a special ability that has run down the generations on her mother's side that only affects the daughters. And this particular tradition is that all of the daughters have this superhuman strength. However, there is a catch to this superhuman strength. If you use the strength for anything but good, you'll end up losing it, most likely, and it's just something bad will happen. Not like horrible, like you're not gonna die or lose a limb or anything like that, but just like, you might wake up with the wave of pimples or something. Or like Do Bong Soo's mother's case, she ended up losing her strength. And so this is something of a kind of like a worry for Do Bong Soo, because first of all, she doesn't like the fact that she has this supernatural strength. She hates that because she doesn't feel like she is girly enough for the love of her life, who is kind of meh. So anyways, in the midst of all this, she ends up getting a job at a gaming company that she has been trying to get into. A dream of hers is to create a video game, and she ends up becoming a bodyguard for the CEO because he has been receiving threats and things like that. And so now she has to hide her secret from pretty much everybody around her. The only people who know about this secret is her mom, her dad, her brother, and her very, very best friend. And so not only does she have to worry about if there was ever a time in her life that she would display this supernatural strength, but she also has to worry about, making sure if anybody were to see it, that they keep it a secret, but also, making sure that nobody does see it. Now, one of the reasons why I like this drama is because it was very fantastical in the sense of it being kind of hilarious, I guess, in a way. I like the fact that it was a mixture of fantasy, a bit of crime. There's also like freaking crime going on in her neighborhood. Girls are getting snatched left and right by this one dude, and the police can't freaking catch him, and it's like, what the heck are you guys doing, police? Like, Come on, step it up, step it up. But I also like seeing the relationship between the two main leads. They're totally at odds throughout 3/4 of the drama. And their interactions with each other is really, really funny. I particularly love the CEO because he brings that comedic side to this drama. And this was my first drama that I saw of this actor, and I was like, okay, where can I see more of his stuff? Because he was really funny in it. It was sometimes a little bit too overly done, but it made the drama what it was. And I think it meshed in with the drama because of the type of genre it was going for in terms of the storyline and what was going on with the characters and things like that. I'm not a robot. So I can't remember how I found this drama. It had to have been Instagram, because that's always how I find all of my dramas. For some reason, I don't know why. I just somehow just like, I'll see a post and I'll be like, oh, that looks like a fun drama. What is that about? And I'll be like, ooh, this looks like fun. So this drama is not so much a fantasy. It's kind of mixed with like, I can't really say it's sci-fi. Okay, I'm gonna do my eyebrows next. So I don't know why I did my blush first. That's kind of weird. By the way, this broke again. This is like my 5th one, and I don't know what I do, but for some reason they keep just breaking. Oh well. So I'm Not a Robot tells the story of a young girl who is in desperate need of some money, and she decides to take up a job from her old boyfriend, who is like this scientist, like really smart dude, who ends up building a robot off of her likeness, not likeliness. My bad. Obviously, when she first sees it, she's like, whoa, dude, what the heck? You're like, this is way past obsession. To build a robot off of your ex-girlfriend, like, that's a little suspicious. That's all I'm saying. Like, you couldn't have built it off of, like, somebody, like a celebrity? Like, come on. You could have made freaking Chris Evans. Like, come on. You could have made Thor. I don't know. But you make it off of your ex-girlfriend? Okay, whatever floats your boat, man. She ends up taking this job, and she ends up meeting this CEO who she actually met before. Now, during her daytime, to get money, she would do various jobs. You know how those people would stand in line for other people to get like a limited edition, like toy or figurine or whatever? That's what she would do. She was a delivery person for doing that. She ends up meeting this CEO under the trial that she is to be the robot. However, the CEO does not realize that it's not actually a robot, it's actually a real human being that is in his house. Now, here's the kicker. This CEO has a very rare case of allergies to humans. One touch, skin on skin like that, he can't breathe, he can't, like, the dude looks like he's gonna die. So unfortunately, nobody knows that. The girl has to go through a series of tests because what the CEO wants initially for the robot is to become his friend. Because again, like I said, he has this really rare allergy to humans where he cannot be around humans at all. Throughout this drama, you see these two start to connect in a way that is very humanistic. The CEO doesn't realize that he's actually conversing and actually touching a human without having an allergic reaction. And so then as the drama continues, their relationship grows. This is definitely a drama that I would recommend if you want one of those really, really cute dramas. It's literally one of those dramas that is just cute and very lesson learning type of dramas. There's no bad endings or anything like that. There are some like backstories that happen in the drama, but honestly, it wasn't like the main point of the drama. The main point of the drama was the lesson between the two humans having to learn how each other react and interact with one another. And it's really a cute drama. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for something that's like really easy to follow along with, and just overall, I don't know how many times I've said cute describing this drama. I feel like everybody probably listed this drama Hotel del Luna. I cannot even begin to explain to you how much I loved this drama when it first aired. This is definitely one of those dramas that I will continue to watch over and over again because I love the aesthetics about it. I love the storyline of it. It is not a typical drama that has that typical ending, no matter how hard I wanted it to have that typical drama ending. This tells the story of a young woman who is, I guess you could say, cursed. She is neither human nor is she a spirit. She is in between. She is stuck in the human world, but she can also see the dead. So she is kind of like in between. Like I said, she's not a human, but she's also not a spirit. And this is her curse for something that she did in her past. Now she runs this hotel called Hotel del Luna. Let me tell you something. If I were to die, I mean, not were to die, I know I'm gonna die one day, but if this Hotel del Luna was an actual place, I would definitely go there, because Hotel del Luna is a place where ghosts can go to rest up, check in on with their loved ones and whatnot, and maybe if they have any unfinished business or whatnot before they are eventually transported to the afterlife. I think that was one of the main reasons why I liked this drama, because it does touch on the subject of death and the aftermath of it. It's not a really, really sad drama, but there were definitely moments where I was near tears because it was really sad at some point, seeing some of the characters that you did grow to love kind of have to go on their own path. IU plays the CEO of Hotel del Luna, and everything about it was just amazing. It is definitely a dark fantasy with a little bit of romantic comedy in it. And aside from, the CEO and her things, we also meet a human. And now the hotel does require a human to have to meet and interact with the ghosts. He is the one who has to bring them in and make sure they are comfortable. And this is where we meet the lead male character, who I have never seen this actor before, but I really did like his portrayal of this character, because when you first meet him, he's very disbelieving of everything that is going on, and so she in turn has to show him, this is what your job is going to be. As we learn in the beginning of the first episode, it was his dad's fault. His dad did something that he wasn't supposed to do, and if you guys have seen this drama, then you guys probably know what I'm talking about. He ends up becoming the manager of, I think the manager or something like that, of Hotel del Luna. And so along the way, the audience, us, learns this new manager is having to learn, he's having to get used to being able to see dead people, because again, he's human. And so it's really funny in a way, because you're trying not to laugh at his faces that he makes, because he's absolutely terrified. He's like, imagine if you saw, one day you start seeing, I don't know, maybe your dead grandma or grandpa or something, and they're just like, hey, what's up, dude? Or some random stranger. The development of the two main characters, their growth, was one of the reasons why I really enjoyed watching this drama. Also the overall plot of it, but it's definitely a drama I would recommend if you like fantasy, if you like a little bit of comedy, if you like a little bit of romance. It's definitely aesthetically pleasing. Her characters' costumes were, I cannot begin to explain how just beautiful they were. I wanted her entire closet. I just wanted to grab into the screen and just grab all of her clothes for myself, even though I most likely would not be able to pull it off. I think this is also a drama that a lot of people watched when it came out. It's okay to not be okay. This was definitely a drama that really set a new standard, I feel like, for K-dramas, because it dealt with real issues. Not to say that the other dramas don't deal with them. I think the way that they portrayed them in this drama particularly was very well done. Touched anything else other than my blush, my foundation, and my eyebrows. Just gonna do a sweep of eyeshadow, nothing too dramatic, because I do need to film another video after this. This was just all over Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. I could not believe how popular it got. I think it also had to do with the storyline, of course, dealing with mental illnesses. So this tells a story of a young man who works in a psychiatric ward. He is a caretaker, and it is just him and his brother. Something that happened to him and his brother with well, again, I'm trying not to say too much about these dramas because it's just so hard because I want to tell you guys everything, but I'm also really bad at describing things. So there's the dilemma right there. So anyways, it's just been these two brothers since their mother has died, and this left a really, really negative and bad impact on their lives, especially for the older brother because he does have autism. And so ever since their mom died, it has been up to the younger brother, Gangtae, to take care of his older brother, Sangtae. I love the fact that their names rhyme. Pretty much since their mom died, Gangtae has always thought that it was his duty, his role, pretty much his life, to take care of his brother because he feels like nobody else can. And so this causes him not to really have any friends. It also requires them, because of his brother's nightmares, I guess you want to call it. I think they were more nightmares than anything. They do move around a lot. They don't really stay in one place for a long time. And so that's pretty much their life. Then we meet Moon Young, who is a children's author. Now, you might think that this author of children's books writes really pretty and cute and lesson learning types of books, and maybe they're about caterpillars turn into butterflies, or three little bears finding, I don't know, their beds and houses all in order. I don't know, but they're not. She does not write books of that nature, which I actually really like that fact. They're a little bit more on the darker side, and I cannot begin to tell you, when I saw this drama and I saw those books, I was like, I want those books. Where can I get those books? And lo and behold, they have those books for sale, but they're very, very expensive. So that really sucks. But anyways, Moon Young ends up running into Gangtae. And let's just say she becomes a little obsessed with him. And so pretty much the entire drama is, her chasing after him and him being like, no, girl, I ain't got time for you. It's bros before hoes, okay? Like brothers before... Brothers before... Well, rhymes with brothers. Brothers before others, I guess. And as the drama continues, you start to see their lives start to intertwine with one another. Their meeting wasn't really the first time they met, which I actually liked this fact. They weren't completely strangers. The rest of the drama, we follow along these characters and they're learning how to live life. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And one of the things that I loved about this drama is the portrayal of how life is not always perfect. It does have its moments where, why is this my life? Why do I have to go through all of this crap? Whereas other people are, so happy, and just why? And then also the portrayal of, with the older brother having autism. I did try to do a little bit of research on it and see what other people thought of it. So far from what I read, people were really enjoying it. This is something that's, I feel like it's a little bit new in K-drama land. You don't really see these types of portrayals a lot. And I think this is definitely an opening gateway for more diverse portrayals of different kinds. I think the lesson of this drama was humans, and the lessons that we learn make a big impact on us. Sometimes we want to push other people away because we think that's what is best, because this drama, shows obviously the negative side of what happened to these characters in their past and how it obviously affects them in their adult lives. And yes, it can make or break a person, but I think if they are able to overcome that and able to find happiness, yes, with somebody else, but also within themselves, it's a really great thing. Overall, the drama, I really, really loved it. It's definitely one of those dramas that really touches the serious sides of humans. It was just really beautifully done, I feel like. Okay, so this next drama that I'm going to talk about is a fairly recent drama that just kind of sort of finished a little bit, like a month or so ago. And this was also a really popular drama, Taxi Driver. I actually got into this drama when it was about halfway through. I cannot even begin to tell you. There was probably like 7 episodes out already. I finished those 7 episodes in like one day. I know probably to some that's probably like, wow, Jessica, you're like, I can finish like 13 episodes in 1 hour. My eyes need a break, okay? I need to wear glasses sometimes. My eyeballs hurt after like an hour of watching a drama. Okay, fortunately, I'm not a young, spry chicken anymore. Oh, how I wish I were, though. So this tells the story of a young man who is recruited by another man to work at his company called Rainbow Taxi. Now, this taxi service is not your normal taxi service, okay? By daytime, it looks like a regular normal taxi service. I'll give you that. I'll give them that. But at night is when this group comes to play. This taxi service specializes in helping victims get their revenge. This can go so bad in so many ways, and I absolutely love this drama because of the ways that it could have gone. Just the overall revenge-based storyline that it went through was so great because the overall story is a story of justice. Do the victims actually get their justice, or do the criminals just get a slap on the wrist? That was the biggest lesson. That was the biggest takeaway that I took from this drama. I think a lot of people also took away from this drama that very learning lesson, whatever you want to call it. And I also love the fact that this drama did bring in some actual real life things that happened in South Korea, which actually totally freaked me out but didn't surprise me, because it's like, wow, this is really, really eye-opening. And I think that was why this drama was so popular when it was airing, because it was something that happens for real. You see it every day on TV. These criminals are pretty much going away scot-free. They only get like 5 to 10 years if you SA somebody, and it's like the victim doesn't get that justice. They do not get that closure of knowing that that criminal is behind bars for their entire life. Instead, they're just, don't do it again. Who suffers in the end? It's the victim. And that was one of the main reasons why I loved this drama, because it didn't sugarcoat anything. It showed it like it was. And I also loved, aside from the storyline, the acting was really well. Alongside with the group, the Rainbow Taxi group, we also have a prosecutor who has all these cases, and she's starting to realize that all of these criminals who are suddenly disappearing have a similarity within their cases. And so she starts to realize that something isn't adding up. And I particularly like that aspect also of that drama. Also love the fact that the characters had each their own reasoning for wanting to help out these victims. And just overall, just a really great portrayal of how corrupt the justice system can be, no matter where you live. It doesn't matter if you live in the States, if you live in Asia, whatever country, continent, whatever. It seems like the justice system will never be for the victim, and unless we fix that, things will never get better. And I think this drama really did a great portrayal of showing the rawness, the authenticity of it, and just the aftermath of how it really affects not just the victims, but also the people around the victims, unfortunately. Okay, so that is pretty much it for like my main recommendations of K-drama slash movie. I do have 2 other ones. I won't go in depth like I did with the other ones, but they are called Flower of Evil, and I really, really enjoyed that drama, mainly because it had more of a darker aspect of it. And then the other one is called Voice. This one is actually a series. This one is starting its 4th season, and that's kind of a rarity that I see in K-dramas. You never really see a lot of seasons. I feel it's a good thing, but also a bad thing, because on one hand, you don't have to suffer anymore through watching these dramas and having to see these characters terrorized or have to go through all of this just sadness. But at the same time, it's like you want to see a continuation of the drama and see what happened afterwards to these characters. But yeah, I also really enjoyed Voice. That one is a crime centered type of drama. I really enjoyed that one. If you're into more darker series, especially like the first season, like the first season is honestly the best season. What am I watching right now? I am currently watching Doom at Your Service. I'm like 4 or maybe 5 episodes behind. I have to get to watching that, but so far it's really good. However, I will say it gives me a lot of Goblin vibes, and I know I'm not alone because I've been seeing a lot of people saying the exact same thing, but I'm really hoping it doesn't end up like Goblin. Dramas that I want to watch, Penthouse is on the very top of the list. I think it's already on its 3rd season, I think. I've been hearing nothing but really good things with that drama. Vincenzo, that one was also on my list to watch when I first heard of it coming out, but I haven't gotten the chance to watch it just yet. I heard that one was really good too. I don't know what else. I have a bunch of them that I want to watch that I keep on my phone. I will hear a title and I'll just write it down, put that on my list to watch of the other 10 million dramas that I need to watch also, or catch up with, or start or end. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on. I also put on my mascara off screen because I can't talk while putting on makeup, it seems. Okay, at that note, I'm also done with this video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your recommendations, or if any of the dramas that I listed, if you guys have watched them, what did you like about them? What did you hate about them? Or are they on your list also? I really hope I did these dramas justice in my describing not only the storyline, but also describing how much I really enjoyed them. And hopefully maybe they give you a little nudge, push, tilt towards watching them, maybe. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Don't wanna go near the flames and get burned again. You know that I see you